in 2025, we can see all kinds of things in the movies. We can watch Cillian Murphy detonate the world's first atomic bomb. We can see big blue avatar people fly dragons through Pandora. And we can even watch Demi Moore crawl out of another woman's butthole. I think that happens in that Substance movie. Anyway, why should we watch Bradley Cooper cook shit?
Okay. I will be the first to admit that this movie probably appeals to a very specific audience, maybe, I guess. I don't know. But it's got an amazing cast. Bradley Cooper, Sienna Miller, Uma Thurman, I think, Emma Thompson. And I'll synopsize it. What it's now, this is I really have to sell this because this is a movie with like I think a 29% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Really?
I think that it I don't understand why. I think that it definitely punches above.
So you picked a loser.
I did. It's an underdog. I'm rooting for the underdog here. But it basically, to synopsize this movie, it is about a world-class chef who is on a quest to earn his first Michelin star, and he crashes and burns spectacularly. And it's not enough that he does this to himself, but he also takes out all his friends and colleagues in the process and earns himself lots of enemies, runs up massive amounts of debt, gambling debt, becomes a drug addicted, homeless loser, basically.
Damn.
And decides that he's going to, pay a penance for what he's done, and spends 5 years shucking 1 million oysters in an oyster bar in New Orleans. And that's basically where the movie begins, is him shucking his millionth oyster and then, walking out of the oyster bar to kind of redeem himself. And this movie is a very kind of typical redemption arc movie, except for the fact that Bradley Cooper, he plays the part of Adam Jones. That's the name of the chef. And Adam Jones is an asshole from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. That part doesn't really get redeemed. He's always an asshole. And he never really fulfills the quest that he sets out, at the beginning of the movie to get his Michelin stars. And so on the basis of that, it may not be the best redemption movie, but if you are a fan of, these like things like The Bear, which is really popular, these like chef movies, where there's a lot of angst and a lot of drama. If you've ever worked in the kitchen, I think this movie appeals to that audience. In fact, this character, Adam Jones, actually exists. If you're a fan of The Bear, if you've been watching The Bear on FX, he actually exists in that universe. There is a little cameo where Bradley Cooper, there's a picture of Bradley Cooper at the end of season 3 of The Bear, if you pay attention, hanging on the wall. So there's kind of a nod to Burnt. But I think it is a much more worthy film than the 29% Rotten Tomato score would imply.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's got Emma Thompson and Alicia Vikander in it, and I like both of them quite a bit. Are you sure you weren't just hungry when you watched this movie?
I'm positive. I've watched it. This is one of my guilty pleasure films, and I've probably watched it, I don't know, half a dozen times, maybe.
Really?
Maybe even more. I don't know.
Wow.
How is the food photography in the film? Like, how good does the food look in the movie?
It looks good, and interestingly, Bradley Cooper actually trained with Gordon Ramsay in preparation for this movie.
Wow.
And a lot of the cooking, a lot of the prep and the cooking they do is actually real. So
nice. Yeah, it might seem like a weird thing to ask, but when you think about the logistics of a film set and making food look good after it might be sitting there for a while, and
it don't look good long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's like something that sets up like films like this apart for me, is because of that extra layer of logistics, and just because food's just awesome to look at. And sometimes it's just more about like the line cook drama sometimes in shows like this, and the food kind of takes the background. But this one I would actually be excited to see.
I think food's more
They-
fun
they
to
show-
eat.
They show the food as much love as, you know, the actors, I guess.
Get in my belly!
So this is a sleeper hit in Dave's universe. If you feel like taking a chance on it,
And I will say that this movie does have, I think, like almost a 7 on IMDb. So it's not like
that's pretty good for IMDb.
pretty good for IMDb. I don't know why there's so many haters on Rotten Tomatoes for this movie, but
Maybe the disparity is because just not enough people have seen it. Because when the numbers aren't high enough, they're not as reliable.
I don't know. I read some of the Rotten Tomato views, and they said really hurtful things.
Oh,
Ooh.
Dave, I didn't know it meant so
Weird.
much to you.
It does.
What score would you give Burnt?
You know, I'm gonna be realistic. I want to give it a 7, but realistically, it's more of like a 6. You know, it's maybe a 6.5.
The heart wants what it wants, Dave.
The heart wants what it wants.
6?
6.
There you go.